Hi everyone, New England Gardening here. Welcome to my channel. Today's Monday, July 27th, and it's hot today. It's 1 o'clock and it's 92. Forecast is for 99. I don't know if we're going to make it, at least in my area. I might be getting some reprieve from ocean breeze, maybe. This is all that's left of my lean-to that I'm taking down. I'm just going to put a shed here, little place. This is what had before, little place to put the snow blower, so I can just go out from here in the wintertime. Don't have to drudge through snow and take off the cover and try to get the snow blower started. But no projects today. It's just too hot. What I'm going to do is put some syrup in the hive. I've got this frame feeder that I got from horizontalhive.com, and it's got ridges on it. Overnight I was concerned that bees would drown, because I've seen other videos and people tend to put little float things in there like pieces of stick or sponge, but it has little serrated ridges on all the walls. And it's actually 3 separate compartments, which is kind of nice because you don't have to fill up the whole thing. But yeah, I'm going to repurpose this wood. Another thing I was wondering about is this Korean avodia tree is done and there's no berries, and I was thinking, well, this obviously was a male, but that's not necessarily the case. This was a female. There's no other Korean avodia trees to pollinate it, so it would not have produced any berries. I just looked at the one in the front, and it has flowers that have, the buds are getting ready to pop, but not yet, not quite there, and still there's a honeybee on there trying to forcefully get inside, so the nectar must be pretty good. I came across a website talking about the pollen and the nectar produced by the Korean avodia tree. If you look, you can find some good information on it. But yeah, I want to go over. I'm not going to light the smoker. I was in there the other day, didn't use smoke, and no problem. But could be the exception instead of the rule. Yeah, so this is the one in the front. I don't know what the bee was on there for, because they're not even close to being open. They still look a little green. It's got to be about 9 feet tall, this branch jutting up here, but this would be a good source for the bees in coming weeks. So there's the activity. They seem to have really zeroed in on the coordinates for that front. So they just go right in, but still probably help to have a front porch on there that they can land on. I was trying to see how much pollen was going in. I thought I just saw some pollen, but this will be their fanning. Yeah, so I think we might have a shortage of pollen right now. It might be in a dearth for pollen. I've got sunflowers, they're not even touching them, so I don't know. I think I read that sunflowers aren't necessarily a good source of pollen. Might be dependent on the variety that you plant. But good amount of activity there. Let's go take a look inside. Another thing I was thinking I need to do is put a latch on this instead of just a rock. So I got the chains on, and it was too difficult maneuvering them to get out of the way. When I laid them inside, I was thinking that I didn't want the wind, but if these bees are in nature, there's going to be all types of creaking and sounds and disturbances. But let's open this up. That's another thing, it does creak open. Maybe I should get the smoker lit. Gets stuck a little bit. Oh, that's it. Let's just slowly open this up. Does seem to be a bee space. Ooh. Talk about gauging the bee space. They're going up on top of the frame there with some comb. I noticed this comb that they were extending off the side. Yeah, that's the sound I was talking about. So I should have opened it from the side instead of extending my arm out over the hive. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, a lot of to be expected. Comb being built on the bottom there. Oh, that looks like that's all been newly laid. That's all new on the bottom there and already sealed, capped brood. So over here they're building comb on the wax. Oh yeah, I got a lot of wonky comb going on here. What did how come I didn't push that up against the wall? Look at all that comb. That's not good. Why didn't I do that? Alright, so yeah, my plan was to slowly transition them off of these frames, and I think I'm not there. But here's the frame feeder. Can't open it with one hand now, the jar here. I need to put the camera down. Alright, so I have to pour this in, I guess, without getting any bees. Okay. So maybe I'll just fill up the center one. Wow, they see the ridges? Man, the bees went right to that. They really smelled that. So let me put some in here. Yeah, they're really, wow, they're really going after that syrup. So, it looks like about an inch space there. Oh, I think I can build something in the middle there, or maybe just glue a piece of foam insulation. I don't want to block the ventilation holes. But that won't be needed once I had all the frames in here. Ooh, these frames are all, see the glistening there? They're all propylized. They are closed. Oh, I've got a gap here. So that's where we're at here. Got some wonky comb going on because I don't know how I'm going to transition these frames, and they just immediately went ahead and filled that space right there. So I might have to come in here. Tomorrow's going to be hot too, so as soon as, I think Wednesday, as soon as it cools off, I might come in here. Need to do some maintenance. So let me, there's always a guy that's going to be in the way. Can move it a little bit. Other than that, looks like everybody's out of position there, so I can close this without, oh, there's that one guy every time. Here we go. Closed. Okay. Yeah, another thing, yeah, these chains here would prevent me from being able to close. Oh, you know what? I wanted to try out, I still have this, oh man, it's already drying out. I tried to make my own pollen patty, not successfully. It was too dry. So let me open this up again. Let's see if they react to this pollen patty. I'll just lay it down on the frame right here. Yeah, it's already drying out in the sun. Okay. There we go. How do they know to be in the way all the time? Move it. All right, so I just thought of some things we can look at. Let's go around the garden here. Okay, so that's my lemon tree that I think is finally gone. Not going to invest anymore in citrus. It's just too much work for me. I ended up planting a lot of things in containers for this year. Here's an eggplant, and it's got some cucumbers here. I think these are pickling cucumbers. I've let go too long. Some squash. Got a squash collapsed over there, and thought it was because of the drought. And then I realized I think I got squash beetle. Got one of those worms boring into it and just killed the plant completely. Got some peppers here. Some more eggplants. Got a Thai chili. I don't know if this is a Thai chili too. But here are the blueberries that I purchased. I forget the one from the New Jersey nursery, and then the ones that I got through Johnny's Seeds, which are these three here. And then this is blackberry. I think I put them in a large imitation wine barrel planter so they don't spread. Because I got these I think they're Ann raspberries, and surprisingly, these are new stalks, and they came up and they produce fruit. I thought that these canes had to be last year's canes to produce fruit. Got a lot of Roma tomatoes, another zucchini there that was something happened with the pollination, I think. It turned yellow, then something came along and bit the end there. Some nice tomatoes. Got that columnar apple tree that the squirrel hasn't discovered yet. This is the Thai chilies. Another, I think this is a Japanese variety eggplant. I forgot I had some seeds that I thought maybe were too old. So I planted this eggplant here. It's sitting on the ground though, on the top of the soil. Oh, I'm in the way of the little solar panel here. There's the fountain. Bees really making use of it. I seen the hummingbird over here. I thought he was inspecting the water, but water fountain. But I think he might have been looking at this rose bush here that came across while watching YouTube videos. There's some lettuce that volunteer lettuce that came up that I'm letting grow to flower and get seed from. And just moved this tomato plant here, keeping up with the good pruning practices, and it's paying off with some nice hands of tomatoes. But this here, let's see, is called, it's a climbing William Baffin, and it was a Nature Hill ad that I caught. I seen a bumblebee on it, but no honeybees. And just noticed this while watering something, discovered this and started chewing on it. I remember when there was a huge Japanese beetle explosion and they would just shred rose bushes. But you can take a look in here, because I got a surprise in here that I discovered yesterday. It's my makeshift door for the moment. I think that would stop any chipmunks. So, Wow, it is warm in here, really significant, even though these are the last of the panels that I need to do. Need to reinforce this back wall. It's one of the weaknesses of the Harbor Freight greenhouses, especially this back wall. Got watermelons growing in this imitation wine barrel. Thought I'd give it a try. Control environment for watermelons, and I do have, I didn't think the pollinators were getting in here, but I do have baby watermelons. So unless they're like the zucchini and will fall off early, it looks like I have some watermelons developing. But here's the Ischia black, and you can see the red there in the eye. And I was thinking of making an air layer on this because it looks like a naturally sort of produced air layer. It's sort of close to the surface there at the main trunk, and it seems kind of weak. But lo and behold, I found this yesterday. Still needs a little more time. It's not sagging there. It's not particularly large, but it's a ripening Ischia black. You can see the fig mosaic virus, the UC Davis Ischia black. Don't know of any other Ischia black named fig trees out there. Unlike, you know, the black Madeira, where some people have gone to the Madeira Island or ordered online and successfully acquired some cuttings from the Isle of Madeira. I think it's Ischia. Is that it? Someone corrected me before. In fact, now that I say that, I was watching something, yeah, some history, some documentary, and they mentioned this island. It had nothing to do with horticulture or anything like that, and they pronounced the name, I think, Ischia. But yeah, this is the figs. Hopefully, see, going into August here, this gets the morning sun first thing in the morning, and other than that tree there, I mean, it pretty much gets sun all day. So it's a lot different than when I have them in the lean-to, which is up against the house. Some trees had restricted sun. You can hear the sweat dripping off of my elbows. Let me get out of here. I'll get some plants here that I never planted. Vegetables. Ooh, this tomato is starting to get a tinge of red to it. Orange. Roma tomatoes. Pretty dry. They're for sauces. I don't know why I ended up with so many Roma tomatoes. This is getting overgrown. I planted some wax beans, and it looks like they're still a little green. Let's see, yep, still a little green. There's some cuttings from basil. Need to trim them back so they don't produce flowers. This is the African basil. Some more cuttings that I planted, and some cuttings from grapes. But here's the zucchini that just collapsed, and I'm pretty certain that it's due to, oh yeah, I think that zucchini there has a, oh maybe not, it could be just a leaf that it was maybe a hole bored into the side of the zucchini. But there's a, I think this is one of those Russian sunflowers, Russian giants. More basil, asparagus plant. Got some onions buried in here. With the weeds. Yeah, this is out of control right here. Like these blue flowers, they reseed themselves. I forget the name of them. They come from a seed packet for, I think, for bees that I bought from Johnny Seeds, and they come up successfully by just reseeding themselves. So that's about it, everyone. This is New England gardening, and unless something sneaks in here and discovers that fig, hopefully I'll have a nice Ischia black fig in a couple of days. And later on, in a couple of months, some watermelons. So this is New England gardening. Thanks for watching. I don't know if you caught that. There's two woodpeckers. I don't think I mentioned that the wrens started a new family after successfully hatching, 5? They all fledged. And then I noticed this woodpecker here likes the nectar as much as the hummingbird. And for a second there, I had woodpecker, cardinal, hummingbird, and the wren all in one shot. And the wrens they're pretty brave when it comes to their nest. They defend it pretty strongly, all comers. But yeah, this can't really see here. I'm getting up close. Oh, there it is. There's the woodpecker. Really enjoys the nectar. Hummingbird's gonna have to wait. And here are those cuttings that I had started. They're just starting to pick up some steam with this hot, humid weather. But yeah, that's the extent of the growth on the cuttings. So this is New England gardening with an update of this and that here in Massachusetts on this Monday, July 27th, 2020. Thanks for watching.